Well, welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah. And I'm here for a pretty special occasion, and that is to take delivery of this camper van. This is a 2025 Vancraft Allterra. It's based on the Mercedes Sprinter 170 model. I'm going to take time and do a full tour of this amazing piece of equipment when I get it back home to Washington. But today, being here at the manufacturer, I've been offered a behind-the-scenes look at the factory where they make these amazing machines.
Hey Tim.
Hi.
Welcome to Vancraft.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty excellent, actually.
Nice, yeah.
So,
Nate,
excited
you're here.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Nate from Vancraft. And yeah, I'm just excited to show you around and show your viewers our shop and anything else I can show you while you're here. Our factory. We've been in this building for about 5 years now. And so we're an exclusive Sprinter camper van builder. We don't build any other vans. We're a manufacturer, so we build 3 different models. Right now our output's 8 vans every 20 working days. On our shop floor here, you can see this is our big maintenance area. So this is any time that a van has been finished and comes off of our line, this is where it gets its final quality control. This is also where we do any warranty work or work on our rental fleet. And
so
then,
one question I have
sure.
before we start is, so when I was looking for a camper van, I scoured the internet and I looked at all the manufacturers. And you can go from super cheap and even DIY to a fully custom $350,000 van.
Yeah, and beyond.
You guys are kind of in a niche right in the middle. How did you find yourself?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've always built Sprinter vans, and Sprinter vans and camper vans really are like the ultimate design problem, right? There's so many different things you got to pack into a small space, and chassis plays a lot into that. And one of the big criteria for us that we like to try and keep in mind is cost, right? I think in the grand scheme of things, there's an amount of money that just becomes like not sustainable, right? It doesn't make sense to shoot for that $300,000, $400,000 price point for us. It just doesn't. It's just not a market we want to operate in, right? It's a more fun design criteria to keep costs more approachable whenever possible, albeit with the criteria that we're building a super high quality RV.
And you only build 3, right? Three different models.
That's what helps keep our costs down. Is we have 3 models that we've just refined over and over again, and not only are we refining the product every time that we build a new batch of vans, but we're refining the manufacturing process. So the process gets more and more efficient each time that we build a cycle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, so on this side of the shop, we've got our cabinet department. This is where we do all the cabinet assembly. You want to do as much work outside of the van as possible. It keeps things more efficient. So they assemble all the cabinets here, and they get them to like 99% completion, and then they get installed on the floor. Beyond that is our CNC machine, edge bander, horizontal boring machine, and our CAD like design room. And so the parts come off the table, and they get edge banded, they get horizontal bored, they get doweled, and then they go to assembly and glue up, and then all the hardware gets installed. And we try and install as much of the stuff on the bench as possible. So any of the electrical fixtures we can or anything, that gets all installed on the bench before it goes in the van. Yeah, so when the parts come off of the machine, they more or less look like this, right? So you would cut your raw flat parts out. This is 3/4 inch Baltic birch wrapped in white Wilson Art high impact laminate. This is a very durable product. You'd then router and soften all your edges, do all your sanding work. We leave these nice edges exposed. We use this really nice high quality wood, and we like to show it off, and I just like the design of having the light on white. And then on the back side, you can see here all these holes are pre-drilled from the CNC machine as it's manufactured, and those are your dowel holes. And so that's where this face would attach to the cabinet frame. And so there are no fasteners here. We rely on those dowels and wood glue, and it's far stronger. The dowel joint is a superior joint to a fastener joint. So this is a really strong way to build cabinets, and it lasts for years and years and years. And we just recently have done some testing jumping the vans with some new suspension and stuff, and the cabinets hold up great. So yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. This style of manufacturing, and the cabinets are bomber, bulletproof. Okay, yeah, so these vans are in our quality control bay. So our quality control process runs through many different phases. We have intra-cycle quality control, final quality control, pre-delivery quality control. And throughout all of those phases, there's a big chunk of it happens post-production. Quality control.
So these vans are finished?
These vans are finished in theory, but we'll see what our quality control team thinks about that. So they go through the gauntlet before they go on to our delivery team, who quality controls again. in theory, when they get to quality control off the line, they're done. They're going to catch a couple of small things, and they'll get fixed in place. Large items are never caught here, right? We're looking for small things. So when we open this up, you can see they'll put tape and number that tape, and that will give us an identifier for what they're talking about in their quality control report. And then inside, so 8, this is the build number 8 in our production cycle of 8. So everything that is unique to this van is numbered 8. And that way, when these drawers get assembled off the line, they get assembled for number 8. When they get put in, they're on number 8. Those door cards in the back have 8, so that we can locate those door cards that came off before back to the same exact van. So everything stays back with the van it came off of. This is a fun one. This is the Fridge Door Protector 5000. So in our production floor, these nice stainless steel door faces. If I'm a big assembly guy and I kneel down and put my knee in here, I might dent it. So we've come up with this proprietary feature to protect our door frames.
That's awesome. And so your production system is actually a little different than a typical like van or RV manufacturer in that you do a set number of units in any one time, right? And then move those completely out and move the next set in, right?
Yeah, so we do what's called batch manufacturing instead of assembling in a line. And there are some advantages to that at our scale. It comes with some cost once you get to a larger scale, but right now batch manufacturing for us is the best way to do it. And typically in the RV space, they do a line manufacturing process. There's a lot of waste in that if you're not doing a lot of vehicles. So we do 8 vans at a time. We sometimes flex up to 10 or flex down, but right now we're at 8. And that's one of the things about batch manufacturing that is nice, is it makes flexing up and flexing down very fluid and easy. It's all driven from a system that we've built. Each step in the process has a SOP. The SOP has a time to finish, and that time to finish built us a Gantt chart of all the different steps that we're doing to complete the van cycle. That Gantt chart is picked over every day. We rearrange that Gantt chart on the fly depending on our, if somebody's out sick, we might have to adjust things. But we have a really good fluid system for that, so we can flex up and flex down quickly.
And typically, like on a line manufacturing, you would use off hours. So they'll schedule 20 hours a day and use the extra 4 hours as either maintenance or flex time.
Yeah.
But you would actually add days if necessary then, right?
Yeah, we have a system dialed to the point that we don't ever do that. We have a 40-hour work week. One of the advantages for working for us is that we have a 40-hour work week, and you are never asked to come in to fill in extra time or go home early. It's 40 hours a week. We hit our production cycle on time every time, and it's as easy as that. We don't have to worry about, oh, we're late or behind, you're gonna have to come in this Saturday, or oh, sorry, the inventory didn't come in on time, you're gonna have to stay home and have work for you. It's just we're here 8 a.m. to 3:30 with a half an hour break. That's that.
Oh, excellent. All right. Let's take a look at the production process. So how many, you have 8 vans in queue?
Yep. We have 8 vans right now. This is a bit of an odd cycle, I was telling you, because it's the end of the year. It's December, and we have an odd, our attendance is odd because we have a lot of people taking vacation time and so forth for the holidays. So we split the cycle into 4 and 4. But right now, all 8 are coming off the assembly line in the next, looks like 3 or 4 days, judging by the steps that they're on right now. But you can see some of the things that we do, like in the production process, we have these pre-made floor protectors. You can see we were addicted to DeWalt tools for whatever reason. Everything's yellow. But yeah, so this is in the wiring phase. So this guy in here today is going to be wiring up the battery bank.
And this is a waypoint, right?
Yeah, this is a waypoint. So and good eyes. Yeah. So this is a 144, and so we build 144 waypoints right alongside 170 waypoints, right alongside Allterras. All 3 layouts get built at the same time. So just as an example, how I say everything has an SOP. So literally getting the mattress prepared for installation is an SOP. There's an instruction sheet. It tells you how long it should take. It tells you where the inventory lives, what tools you'll need to do the job. And so this inventory step requires unboxing the foam mattress, cutting it to shape with a template, and then covering it with a new mattress protector, and then stacking them in order for installation. And that way, this can be done outside of order. So this was done by a floater who does a lot of supplement steps to get pre-assemblies loaded and ready for installation. And this is just one assembly ready to go in, is just the mattress, which is a super simple one, but every single thing like that is documented. We don't have anything that we do that's not documented and spelled out in plain English. So you today could come in and do this job for us if you want before you go home.
And I hear that these mattresses are really good, right?
Yeah, these are really good. They have the memory foam topper. They're a nice 6-inch foam mattress, very comfortable, as opposed to some of your standard RV mattresses out there that are cheap and hard to sleep on. You'll see as you're walking around, there's just a lot of stuff protected too. We take a lot of time to make sure things are protected. We only climb on the bottom 2 rungs of the ladder, believe it or not. And so we don't have to protect these 3, but so we're as efficient as we can be. We only protect the ones that we're gonna touch, and then we don't climb on the ones that are not protected. But every single little thing that's powder coated or could get scratched or we're worried about has got some sort of protection on it so that the van comes out.
And you'll do long vans and short vans in the same process, right?
Yeah. So this one's long here, and right next to it is a short one. So the layouts are completely different. But because the systems are so documented, it's very easy for a technician to go from one van to the next, to the next, to the next, and change his workload based on the layout.
Awesome. You take a look inside?
Sure, yeah. So this is an Allterra. This is currently our most successful model. This has only been with us for 2 or 3 years now. We've been making the Allterra. And the big difference between the Allterra and the Waypoint is that it has a bathroom inside. There's actually a bathroom stall, which would be right here. If you can imagine, that'd be inside a shower. And it's been really successful. People really enjoy having the bathroom on board. It allows more people to access the outdoors. A lot of people can't see camping without a bathroom, and this solves that problem. It was a really tough design challenge to solve. You'd think, hey, you just put a shower box in there and feed it with some hot water and it's good, but turns out there's a lot of regulation behind how to properly vent holding tanks and keep the shower vented and keep everything sealed up. The RVIA is pretty tight on that.
And sorry, while you're there.
Yeah.
So, and in a Vancraft van, everything from this cabinet back is the same, right?
Yeah, so that is true. So one of the unique design concepts in our vans is that from this closet face back, everything in all the vans is unique or the same. And that is that the bed and garage layout are attached to this bench back that give you the fold up bench back sleeping extension for your bed. So another new great feature that came around in 2025, pretty recent, is this tech stack. So this is a centralized location for all of your electrical controls, your touchscreen battery control, all your light switches, diesel heater, inverter on and off, outlets. The electrical systems in our vans are as simple as possible for your user, but behind all this is complexity that we shield.
And the same tech stack in all 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. So every van has the same layout. The only difference would be in like the Allterra comes with an inverter charger instead of an inverter. But
I would assume that the three vans have some pretty unique wiring, correct?
Yeah, they sure do. So we do as much as we can to get all the wiring and things routed in the most efficient way possible. And so each layout has different locations for all the different fixtures. And so there's a different wiring guide for each van, but it's down to the inch is how we measure and cut all of our wires.
Can we take a look at your wiring?
Yeah.
All right.
So we have a wiring department that does all the pre-wiring before the vans even land inside the floor. So they actually start their process before the vans land on the line. They pull and cut all of their wire from these spools into wiring harnesses that are then cut, labeled, and installed into bins. And those bins get distributed into the vans when they get parked, and then they get pulled through the chassis in a bunch of different ways. But yeah, it keeps it really efficient and saves a lot of copper, which is expensive. So as we're walking by here, this is just a good example of how we have a bit of a flywheel for improvement in our production system. So everybody that is on the floor can access these QR codes, and this will open up a Dropbox basically for you to upload notes, whether it's photo or a video you take or a note on your phone. So you can request to update that production SOP.
So your production system is something you built in-house?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So we use a combination of spreadsheets, and then they're appified with something called app sheets. And so there's a little programming there, and we use a little JavaScript for that. We use a little this and that to piece together this production system that's really unique to our setup.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been super interesting.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I was able to show you while you're here.
Yeah. I just had one final question to kind of end things out. So you guys had a product launch this past Monday, the Wasatch.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what is the future of the 144?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the industry in general has been kind of changing over the years, right? Like when I first started doing this, we really only had very early adopters to this type of thing. But very quickly, like it's just sort of what people go to when they think about what they want in an RV. They want a nimble, capable vehicle. And our vans are pretty RV in nature. They're fixed infrastructure. They're dedicated for camping and exploring. The Wasatch Edition takes that and it makes it very off-road capable, something that we're not very good at. We've never been the off-road guys, right? Who is Owl, right? Yeah. So who better to partner with to make our vans off-road capable? So it just so happens that one of their guys high up in management has one of our vans, and he put all the Owl stuff on it naturally because he can. And he said, "Why don't we just make this a thing? Can we sell this?" And so lo and behold, a couple of beers later, here we are, and it's launched.
Nice, and I'm going to take my van to Owl next Thursday, actually.
Yeah,
and spend a bunch of money.
It's awesome, and so that's part of why we're doing what we're doing, right? Is you can buy a van from us, and there's a couple things that we can do here with Owl products, but Owl has locations all over the West, and we'll ship your van. If you buy it from us, we'll ship it right to Owl if you want, or you can come here and take it to Owl like you're doing, and all their stuff's compatible with ours. So, yeah.
Excellent. So Nate, once again, thanks again. If someone's interested in this, they want to get in contact with Vancraft, you do rentals too, right?
Yeah, we sure do. So renting vans from us is a great way to try before you buy and just see if it's the right fit for you. We have locations in San Diego, Denver, and Salt Lake City. You can buy a van from us in any one of those locations, have it shipped there. Yeah, Tim, really good to meet you, and I'm so happy that you're able to share with your audience. If you're interested in Vancraft, you can go to van-craft.com, or you can give us a call from the phone number on your screen, and we'll be in touch.